So, the sequel that no one asked for, but we got anyway. Now, if you guys can remember, two Don't Breathe came out originally in 2016. So this is a sequel, almost 5 years kind of in the making. Like I said, it was one of those sequels that no one was really kind of anticipating, but I'm kind of glad that it came out. In this rendition, the blind man, also known as Norman, played by Stephen Lang, is once again in a home based off minding his own business with his estranged daughter who is 11 years old when would-be robbers break into the house to steal the child away under some circumstance that's kind of later on explained. And now Stephen Lang's character, the blind man, must now defend his home and his daughter in the midst of fighting off all these evildoers. So it's that plot was a lot in there, especially if you haven't seen the original, because I was a little confused on how we got to this level. Because if we can remember to the end of how the first one ended, he basically didn't have a child. So I'm like, did he turkey base somebody that we didn't know about? And that's a reference if you haven't seen the first one. But but the thing that I liked about this movie, it had different layers. And you had to kind of keep unpeeling the layers to find out, all right, who's this little girl Phoenix that we never knew about, and then you kind of find out that the reason why she's in this predicament is basically he found her in an explosion in the house, and basically her parents were meth cookers, and the house blew up, and he basically took her and rescued her and basically raised her and told her that the house blew up, but he never actually told her who her real identity was. And so the people breaking into the house eventually found her. It was her real biological father, and found her, and he wanted to basically steal her back. And so, but the blind man, as we know, is on one all the time. He's a retired Navy SEAL, and even though he's blind, does not mean he's any less crazier or deadlier than anyone else. We found it out in the original movie. And the thing that I liked about this movie was it was a lot more action, and it was a lot more killing, a lot more gruesome killings. A lot of people are kind of bashing this movie because they're saying, how do we make this guy who's really not an anti-villain, he's a villain, he's a very bad person. But the thing that I liked about the movie Shadow is that he never says he was a good person. Especially when you get towards in the movie, he tells that he's a bad person, he's done terrible things. And I guess the one thing that he did right was raise this little girl that wasn't his. Even though he was very hard on her, kind of teaching her how to survive, but you kind of start realizing that even though he's kind of crazy and wild, the things that he's teaching her to survive come in handy when these would-be kidnappers come in this house and try to kidnap her. She made them work for that, and that's the things I liked about it. And now the weird thing that it switched up at the end, where when she kind of got reacquainted with her parents, and they kind of told her the real story of who she really was, what her real name was, what happened, and then you had the parents had their own reasons for really trying to find her, and then you find out it's not a good reason why they really want to really why they were really looking for their daughter, and you kind of find out they're really awful people. And so she was kind of in between a rock and a hard place. She had this crazy psycho killer and these crazy parents, so there was no winning for her. But I really loved the ending, how it tied everything together. She got her just due, and you kind of saw the ending coming. Don't expect Don't Breathe 3. I will say that. So, but in all in all, I like the movie personally. I thought, to me, the first movie lacked more characters. Like in the original, it was only like three guys and a girl, and so you really didn't have that, that suspense that you really needed, because after one or two people were gone, it was like, well, it's only one person left. In this movie, you had a slew of different characters and dogs that he had to deal with. So I did like that avenue of it. And all in all, I thought it was a solid movie. The movies like these you can't take too seriously. Like, you can't be expecting an Oscar-winning performance or anything like that. I thought it was a solid movie. I thought it was a decent movie. I'd go see it again. I'll buy it. Don't Breathe 1 was one of my favorite suspense movies. But like I said, all in all, good movie. I would recommend you guys go see it. With that said, Mr. Movie X Kicks is going to be out. If you guys like movie reviews, TV show reviews, think about subscribing to the channel. If you like what you saw, please give me a like. I would highly appreciate that. And until next time, guys, Mr. Movie X is out. I'll holler at you guys later. Drop those comments if you've seen this movie. I'll see you guys later.